You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find this channel on Twitter, Gab.ai, BitChute, and Minds.com. This is a Real American Patriot channel for Real American Patriot. If you're not a Real American Patriot, please exit the channel. Furthermore, we are not sponsored by any outside interference. That means we're unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited. With that being said, transmission will commence momentarily.
How are you guys doing? Thank you for joining me on the Highly Evolved Podcast. I'm your host, Safan. You can find me on Twitter and Gab.ai. Most importantly, subscribe me on BitChute, Minds.com. And most importantly, we guys keep fighting YouTube by keep subscribing to YouTube. We just can't run from our problems, right? That's the difference between us and the liberal who always run from the problem. Conservative never runs from the problem. They always address it and fight and continue to fight. But that being said, I just want to bring you this article about what Kamala Harris said. Kamala Monster Harris, this Chewbacca woman, right? This woman whose dad disowned her for insinuating that all Jamaican people smoke cannabis, right? I want to bring this article by the Daily Caller that she's trying to make the nations to be more like California. Last thing America needs to be is California. California is broken, all right? Broke and broken. And it's unsanitary to live in California right now. We have all these outbreaks, the hepatitis, typhus, bubonic plague. All these diseases are happening in California, right? And that's the last thing we want to make America to be like. A third world country, all right? But let me put this article on for you guys so you guys can see this. All right, give me 1 second here. Thanks for being patient. I appreciate your loyalty. I appreciate your commitment to watch this channel. And here you go. Jackson. All right. Jackson, Kamala Harris promised to end right to work would make every state like California. Democratic presidential candidate of California Senator Kamala Harris, Kamala, whatever her name is, all right, has said if that she elected, she would issue an executive order to recede hard-won workers' freedom, right? So she's against the workers. Basically, she's against the working class. This woman, this awful woman, I question whether she's a woman or not, but this awful person. Maybe it's California value to support conscripted unionism, but before Harris' position become too hardened to work back, she should consider how reform would benefit workers in her own states, right? Exactly. Why won't she benefit reform her own state instead of trying to reform America? I don't understand this. You're a senator. You have political power in your own state. Why can't you just propose a legislative? All right? But at a recent union event in Las Vegas, Harris said part of the job of being president is to speak up about the needs and rights for workers and the ability to organize for fight for the right. This has to be about banning rights to work. So she don't want people to work, basically. Banning the right to work. Forget for the moment that Harris has been tagged as a authoritarian for, in the word of Christian Tate, promising to use executive order to ban state laws just because she doesn't like them. Right? This woman, she's power hungry. You should not give any Democrat power because they're power hungry. All right? They want to rule over you. That's the thing with Democrats. All right? For now, let's focus on what it would mean for California workers if it were right to work state. All right? In the right to work state, workers can decide for themselves if they want to join a union or not, or remain independent. Exactly. Not all unions are created equal, right? Not union are good. Union isn't always a good thing, all right? Union isn't always a good. That's what people understand. I'm not bashing people who's already in a union. Obviously, there's a reason for a union because you don't want to get taken advantage of. But yet again, you gotta look at your own point of view. Sometimes union eliminate jobs. Sometimes union restrict jobs. Sometimes union restrict pay. Sometimes you're not incentivized to work any harder if you're in a union. Sometimes you're not incentivized to get a raise, because remember, union, everybody has to get paid the same. That means people don't work as hard as they want because you can't incentivize people to work harder. All right, that's what bad thing about unions. All right, in 22 states, including California, workers are faced to join unions. Yep, if they don't want it, they're forced to. Authoritative. or at least pay a union dues, right, when their employer use organized labor. Liberating workers is one of the great advantages of right-to-work arrangement. For instance, they are not compelled to support unions, and their political activity workers have the power to take back control of their paycheck and find values for the unions to disagree with positions. So, you know what the thing with unions is that union does not speak for everybody. That means like if a union disagree with President Trump, that means you don't have to agree with the union, right? You don't have to agree with the union because if one union belief, it doesn't mean it has to be your belief. People need to know that, all right? Just because a union back up a certain presidential candidate, that doesn't mean that everybody from that union backed up what the union is saying, all right? Think for yourself. Don't be persuaded by the union. Union is basically some kind of communist. It's a small-scale communism, all right? Small-scale socialism. That's what a union is, all right? In addition to secure workers' freedom, right to work, laws also evaluate employment opportunity according to NORA Consulting Group. Private sector's employment grow about 27% in right-to-work state between 2001 and 2016, but only 50% of the state don't have them, right? Because they know that they don't be controlled by the union. When you work in a union, that means if they have to go on strike and you don't want to, too bad. You're going on strike. You can't work. That means you're only working for less than minimum wage, or less than the wage that you work for, right? When you go on strike, that means you're reducing your pay, reducing the hours, right? But you have to still work for the union to protest and yet again get the fewer pay, all right? When you don't have a say when you go on strike at all. The top honcho of the union tell you when to go on strike, and you have to go on strike, all right? And in the most inconvenient time, say like you're facing financial burden and you have to work to get money, but yet again your union put you on strike. That means you're getting less money to help with your financial hardship. All right, that's the bad thing about unions. When you go on strike, you have to go on strike. All right. At the same time, annual employee rate to right to work state was 0.4%, point lower than the state that don't protect workers' place freedom. In concrete terms, say NORA, if non-right-to-work state had the same unemployment rate as the right-to-work state in 2007, approximately 249,000 people would have been employed. Economic output has also higher stakes, and workers are free to choose. It meant that personal income was higher as well and better than by 13% point, 39% versus 26% over non-workers, non-right-to-work state between 2000 and 2016. State NORA. Exactly. So if you're in a non-right-to-work state, you'll make lesser money because you have to abide by these unions. All right. In Michigan, a tradition union stronghold, accelerated wages increase and follow enactments and of right-to-work legislative from 2012, when lawmakers voted to secure workplace freedom, until middle of 2015, income rose by 9%, faster than the national average. See what the thing about people don't understand about union, right? If the union demands so much money from the company, you know what the company can do? They can shut off and go overseas. All right, that's what they do. If they can't reach an agreement, if the union cannot reach agreement with the manufacturer, right, they're just gonna go elsewhere. And what does that leave with the people? It leaves the people with no job at all. All right. It doesn't incentivize the company as well, because the point of a company is trying to maximize income for the shareholders. If the employee demands so much money, the company would have to shut down and go elsewhere to avoid the union guidelines. All right. That's why so much company like GM, because they're so bound up by union restrictions. So most of the plant for GM had to go overseas to make a profit. All right, that's what it is. And with a union, it diminished quality. All right. When I say diminished quality, is because everybody getting paid the same. That means nobody are working hard enough. This is why GM car is so crappy, because people don't put that much effort into it. Because everybody are paying the same, it doesn't incentivize people to make better cars or better products. All right? Don't you get it? That's what it is. If it wasn't for the union, GM, the people would be incentivized to work harder to make better products, and then that's by making better quality vehicles. This is why classic cars are are better made than modern cars these days. All right, classic cars are built like a tank. All right, and are more reliable than modern car these days. All right, because they put classic Ford, classic GM. It was built like a tank. Classic Chrysler, it was built like a tank. It's reliable. All right. I love classic cars. I love classic American cars. All right. But today, American cars are so unreliable and so badly managed, and the quality is just diminished because I don't want to say it, union workers. I don't want to bash union workers. Union are American as well. But the thing is, people are misinterpreting what union actually do. All right. Like the Soviet Union, like the communists, that's what the union is, basically small scale of communism. That's what it is. All right, let's continue. Both finding invalidated opinion arguments that workers are harming those laws because they drive down wages. The NERV report also tells that business prefer to the right to work state. This should be a special interest of policymakers in the state where business are fleeing to its gaining tax and regulation regime and alarming large rate. Okay, that's why they're fleeing this state that's non-right to work, because there's so many regulations, so many laws they have to be bound by. All right, no coincidence that state with best climate or small businesses have right to work laws. This data shows the workers' freedom and laws are accompanied by economic dynamism. I think that's how you pronounce it. The state that have enacted right to work laws, according to Pacific Research Institute senior fellow Wayne Weingarten, grow faster than the state that's haven't. The force of unionization that occur without right to work laws significantly raise the cost of businesses. Exactly. And what happened? You impose these non-right to work. You can drive business out. That's what it is. Passing right to work laws in California should not be the top of any regulatory reform agenda in California. That's why California losing so much jobs, because it will not make the state more attractive to businesses, leading to increase of investment. Weingarten adding, if you want to come to California for a manufacturing job, good luck. You're not going to get it. All right, all the jobs are moving out of California. If you want to go, come to California and get a waiter job, yeah, there's plenty of those jobs, right? But when it comes to manufacturing, high-paying jobs, high-skill jobs, good luck. Not unless you know coding and computer network and IT, all right? But when it comes to skills work, like with your hand and stuff like that, manufacturing, good luck. Greater investment will then translate to more jobs and higher incomes. In some sense, all states are now right-to-work state and public employee thanks to the Supreme Court Janus decision, this god-awful decision, in which 5-4 majority said that the government workers are not required to pay union to keep their job. It has the potential to be historic rulings severely weakening private sectors. That's why jobs are not created, because the union implements. As workers who have been shackled into organized labor, realizing they can be free agents. All right. To no one's surprise, California lawmakers have been undermining Janus, such as poison political environment, sharply decreased the odds that right-to-work legislative would even get a fair hearing in Sacramento. Such less floor voting in one chamber, Harris would never have to worry about her home state challenging the administrative if she used the power of the White House to roll back workplace freedom. End of article. And Kamala Harris, which is the awful candidate, by the way, want to implement this, want to make the whole country like California. That is the last thing the whole nation needs, to be like California. California is not a role model, all right? California is going down the drain. We have Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom running the whole show right now, making all this awful decision. They want to tax water, want to tax air to breathe. You know what's a tax air to breathe? The smog check is an air tax. People don't know that. Smog check is an air tax, basically. Or, and auto registration, that's a car tax. Everything is taxed. In California, everything is taxed already, guys. All right, you do not want California to be an example of all the state in the nation right now. California is the worst example, by the way. They're driving jobs away. They're not friendly for businesses. It's not friendly. It's not enterprise friendly. That means it's not good for business. All right? If you want to start a business, get out of California. There's all these restrictions. And it's so competitive, right? It's too competitive to make it inside California. All right? Now let's just maybe like a online business. That's probably the way to go, I think. Maybe. But when it comes to job right now, enterprising, California is not the right role models, all right? Don't be fooled by this. California is don't vote for anybody from California, all right? Especially Kamala Harris. If her state is not running well right now, what makes you think she'll make a great president? Ask yourself that. People need to ask themselves this question. If she can't even run her state, why do you need to vote her as president? If Eric Swalwell can't even run the state, why do you think he could run the nation? If all these Democrats can't even run their state right, can't even run their city right, what makes you think they're qualified to run for president? If de Blasio can't even run New York right, what makes you think he's qualified for president? Ask this question, right? And they want to make the whole nation like California. They want to take people's right to work away, all right? They're going to force people to join the union. That's basically it. Union make their money off of the people. All right, every paycheck, they get a union cut. Every paycheck. All right, can you spare that cut to give it to the union? All right, and when they're in dispute with the employer, there's no guarantee that they can make a agreement. All right, so he's basically risking it all for no reason. All right, but I digress. People should not vote for Kamala Harris. All right, she's an evil person. All right, she's a liar. She's not a good person at all. Take it from me. I live in California, which is not a good place to live right now. All right, you don't want to start a business in California. You don't get no incentive, right? That's why people incorporate out of state, all right, and deal business elsewhere in California, all right. But I digress. Because of what I'm saying, YouTube is not monetizing my channel. That means I'm unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. That means I'm not bound by any outside interference, right? Because of that, I'm not taking any donations because the point of this channel is to wake people up, all right? To wake people up, to make people realize how evil and not to vote for the Democratic Party. That's the goal of this channel. That's the mission statement, all right? Never to vote for any liberals, all right? Liberals, Democrats, all right? They're not good for society. They're evil entity. They're part of the evil empire, all right? You should not vote for the Democrat at all. They have bad ideas, bad leadership, don't have a message at all, and they think they could run or lead the nation. I don't think so, right? But because of that, I'm not taking any donations, all right? I mean, I could say whatever I want, all right? It's coming from me. No donation needed. But if you want to support, you want to support my channel, find me on Minds.com. All right, find me on Minds.com. Subscribe me on BitChute. I post videos there on a constant rate. And most importantly, we need to stand our ground on YouTube. All right, no matter what, we still have to fight. Subscribe me on YouTube, most importantly. All right, because we're not chicken like the liberals. We don't run away from our problems. We face our problems head on. All right. On that note, guys, let me know what you think. Leave your comment below. This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. I know your time is precious, and I try not to waste any of your time. My name is Stefan, and I thank you for listening. And on that note, guys, I'm signing out. Peace.